guess what? I'm a veteran too. I learned to obey. Get out of the car. What's going on? You're fixing to ride the lightning, son.
Yeah. Came in 17. Damn.
What did you think as you watched it?
Well, I thought several things. First of all, we don't know all the facts, and that will come out in time. But what we do know, what we saw in the video, was absolutely unacceptable. You're right. I used to live in that area, and I'm familiar with the town of Windsor. That's the route that my family and I used to take to get to North Carolina, to get to I-95. You went through that town. And it just had that reputation of you need to go slow because it was almost like a speed trap. So I remember that. But this is bothersome on several levels. First of all, as a parent, as a father of two African-American sons who are 27 and 25, you know, around the age of Lieutenant Nazario, when your child gets stopped and you're a person of color, it's not a routine traffic stop.
Right.
What we've taught our sons to do is to call somebody, put on your flashers, your blinkers, slow down, pull over. But if it's not well lit, try to get to a well lit place if you can, and then follow the instructions of the officers. Be polite. And in this case, I felt like that's what he was trying to do. Now, the one thing maybe he didn't do is when they said get out of the car, get out of the car, but very confusing situation with the police with their guns drawn on him. It's very difficult. And they didn't even tell him, you know, why he was being stopped in the first place.
And to your point about, you know, not getting out of the car right when they said to, I mean, let me remind people who may not have seen the whole video, and they should go back and they should watch it all in Natasha Chen's report on it. But when the officer said, get out of the car, he said, I'm honestly afraid to get out of the car. And one of the officers responded, you should be.
I'm honestly afraid to get out.
Yeah, you should be. Get out.
That is significant. You should be afraid to get out of the car.
My heart leapt when I heard that. Because what we want of our children in that case, adult children, is we want them to come home and come home alive. And that situation could have turned south even more, and it could have been much, much worse. But in many ways, the de-escalation was taking place from Lieutenant's calm behavior, Lieutenant Nazario's calm behavior. The police were not trying to de-escalate, but he was. And part of that may have been his training of the U.S. Army and his overall demeanor, but it was calm. So, in fact, his demeanor helped to de-escalate the situation somewhat, as he was trying to.
There is a moment that I think is really important at the end of the, I don't even know what to call this, confrontation doesn't even fully explain it, but I just watch this between the lieutenant and one of the officers, and I want your reaction on the other side.
There's no need getting this on your record. I don't want it on your record. However, it's entirely up to you. If you want to fight it and argue, I mean, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, okay? I mean, you have that right as a citizen. If that's what you want, we'll charge you. It doesn't change my life one way or the way.
In fact, it did. It changed both of their lives, and that officer has been fired. But I just wonder what you make seeing that, saying it doesn't need to be on your record. I mean, it turns out the lieutenant had the temporary license affixed to his rear window.
He did, and you would have thought that the police officers would have seen that, because that was the whole reason why they gave for stopping him in the first place. I have problems with that. Period. You know, that last interaction. It's almost like he's kind of implying a threat to the young lieutenant's career.
I think now would be a good time to kind of take a second and paint a picture for you guys that don't know. Windsor is a small town along U.S. Route 460. U.S. Route 460 runs parallel to Interstate 64 across the state from the Hampton Roads Tidewater area to the Richmond-Petersburg area. These towns are tiny. Windsor actually reported that 10% of their town's local revenue comes from traffic fines. There's not much traffic in these towns other than passerbys, if you will. Traffic passing through from one side of the state to the central part of the state. You'll notice on this next map how 460 runs parallel to 64, like I was saying, except it runs through a very rural area. They call it, actually, the 3 W's. The first one is the star, that is Windsor. The next one is Wakefield. The next one is Waverly. Do not speed there. You will get a ticket. These next few slides are just basically break down the demographics of both the population and the veteran population.
You know, there's over or nearly 200,000 service members in the entire Hampton Roads area between the Army, Air Force, and obviously the very, very large naval base in Norfolk.
Police announced that Officer Joe Gutierrez has been fired, saying that at the conclusion of this investigation, it was determined that Windsor Police Department policy was not followed. Tonight, the most senior enlisted soldier in the U.S. Army is supporting the lieutenant, saying that he represented himself and our Army well through his calm, professional response to the situation. I'm very proud of him. The Windsor Police Department outside Norfolk says it has been putting its officers through additional training since January because of this incident. David?
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Now we know when the case will go to trial.
News 3 reporter Brennan Ponton has the update.
During the court hearing this morning, a trial date was set for next March, and attorneys say it could take up to 5 days. The video of Army Lieutenant Caron Nazario being pulled over by Windsor police drew national scrutiny to the small town. One of the officers has been fired, and Nazario is suing both of the officers involved in the incident. Today, for the first time, Nazario appeared in court.
It's progressing as one would expect a federal case.
Nazario has kept quiet since the lawsuit was filed, but his attorney, Jonathan Arthur, explained the significance of the trial being set for March.
Now that we've had this initial conference with the judge, all of our discovery options are now open.
That means they'll be able to get more documents and information about what happened before and after. Officer Joe Gutierrez was not fired until months after the incident, once the video went viral. Officer Daniel Crocker remains on the force. Attorneys for the officers didn't comment today. They have previously attempted to get the case dismissed. Arthur says Nazario continues to struggle with what happened.
I think he's having a hard time adjusting to the idea that he was in uniform and he was attacked by police.
Today, the judge said there would be a settlement hearing ahead of the trial to see if something could be worked out. Arthur isn't ruling that out, but says the case needs to set a precedent.
That it's absolutely inappropriate to pepper spray people when they're not presenting any threat to you.
And now the case moves closer to heading to trial.
Speeds are 18. It was changing lanes. Approaching Church Street intersection. Traffic stop at BP.
Driver, roll the window down.
Felony traffic stop.
Put your hands out the window. Put your hands out the window. Turn the vehicle off. Put your hands out the window.
I can't tell. Traffic stop at BP.
Going back.
Driver, roll the window down.
Felony traffic stop.
Put Put your hands out the window!
Felony traffic stop, 1836.
Put your hands out the window! Turn the vehicle off! Put your hands out the window!
How many occupants?
All units 1013, 804, 803, felony stop. 8 p.m. Windsor, 1 East
Put
Windsor.
your hands out the window and turn the vehicle off! Put your hands out the window! See your hands! How many occupants in the vehicle? How many occupants are in your vehicle? Open the door slowly and step out. Open the door. Get out the car. Open the door slowly and get out.
Get out of the car now!
Open the door and get out the car.
Hold still, hold. Keep your hands outside the window. Keep your hands outside the window. Get out of the car now.
Get out of the car.
Now. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now. Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I learned to obey. Get out of the car. Get out of the car now. What's going on is you're fixing to ride the lightning, son. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Sir, just get out the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you should be. Get out. Get out.
Get out the car.
Get out now.
I have not committed any crime.
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest you're being detained, okay? You're being detained for obstruction of justice.
Traffic violation. I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped.
Really?
Get
out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me.
Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me.
You know what?
Get your hands off me.
Not a problem. Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything. Don't do that.
Sir.
Get out of the car now.
Hey, sir.
Get out of the car now.
Sir, look.
I'm trying to talk
Get out.
to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to
I'm gonna
talk.
talk.
Get out.
Just get out of my car.
Can you please
Get out.
relax? Can
Get
you
out.
Please relax.
Get out of the car right now. Now.
This is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're gonna treat me.
Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything.
Back up.
Whoa, hold on.
Daniel.
What's going? Hold on. Watch it.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car now.
That's fucked up.
Get out of the car now.
Sir, just get out the car.
I'm trying to breathe.
Get out of the car now.
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, get out of the car and get on the ground now. You're gonna get it again.
I don't even want to reach my seatbelt. Can you?
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
Can you please?
Get out of the car now. Listen, take off your seatbelt and get out of the car.
Look, I'm just gonna please.
You're gonna do what you're told. Get out of the car.
Look,
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the. Take your seatbelt off.
look, my hands are out.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
My hands are out.
Don't reach in there, Daniel. Don't reach in there.
My hands are out. Please. Please, look. This is really messed up. My dog is in the back. My dog is choking right now.
Get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off. What are you, a specialist, corporal? What are you?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. You made this way more difficult than it had to be if you just complied. Get out of the car.
I'm reaching for my seatbelt.
Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Straight onto the ground. Straight onto the ground.
Ma'am.
Is your commanding officer available?
Down. Let's go.
Is your commanding
Let's
officer
go.
available?
Get on the ground. Get on the
Can
ground.
you please talk to
Get
me
on the
about
ground
what's
now.
going on?
Get on the ground or you're getting sprayed again. Get on the ground.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Get on
going
the ground.
on?
Get on the ground now.
Can you please talk to me
Get on
about
the
what's
ground.
going on? Can you please talk to me about what's
Yes, sir.
going on?
You're not.
Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Why am I being treated like this? Why?
Because you're not cooperating. Get on the ground.
Why am I being treated like this?
Officer fired after pepper spraying an Army lieutenant during a traffic stop is asking a judge to dismiss a $1 million lawsuit against him.
The incident made national headlines last month, but lawyers for Joe Gutierrez say he did not violate Lieutenant Caron Nazario's First Amendment rights.
News 3 reporter Kofo Lasaki explains why.
Well, hold on. What's going on? Hold on.
The former Windsor police officer seen pepper spraying an Army lieutenant during a December traffic stop is asking a judge to dismiss the civil lawsuit against him.
Get out of the car now.
Lieutenant Caron Nazario filed a lawsuit against Windsor police officer Joe Gutierrez and Daniel Crocker, saying his First and Fourth Amendment rights were violated during this December traffic stop. One local attorney agrees.
It certainly seems like there's enough here to get beyond a motion to dismiss. If they had charged him with something, this would be a trickier case.
The motion filed Friday alleges Nazario fails to support his allegation that Gutierrez's conduct discouraged or affected Nazario from engaging in an activity protected by the First Amendment. In response, Nazario's lawyers point to a 2006 case where Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled a retaliatory action and the nature of speech that threatens, coerces, or intimidates establishes a violation of an individual's First Amendment rights.
He acknowledged it was his right. What was his right? It was his right to protest, his right to push this thing further, to carry it forward, to make a grievance, to continue his protest. And he made it clear that if he was willing to just let it go, then Gutierrez was going to not push forward and charge him with these bogus crimes.
If you want to fight it and argue, I mean, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, okay? I mean, you have that right as a citizen. If that's what you want, we'll charge you, have you go to court, notify the command, do all that, or we can take time out of our night, which is not a problem. We're being paid to take care of people, okay? We'll sit here with you, get your eyes back. You and, what's your dog's name? Smoke? It's a bad name for a bad dog. You and Smoke can get on down the road.
It sounds like that the officers in Windsor were trying to make an agreement with Lieutenant Nazario. If you don't say anything, we won't say anything, implying that if you do, we're going to charge you with something. So that clearly would be a violation of Lieutenant Nazario's constitutional rights.
Nazario was ultimately let go. Officers claim the traffic stop escalated because Nazario didn't stop immediately and his rear license plate couldn't be seen, although it was posted on the rear windshield. Nazario is seeking $1 million in damages. News 3 reached out to Gutierrez's attorneys and did not hear back. A judge will decide whether there is merit to throw out the case. If not, it will go on to a jury. Kofo Lasaki.
Put your hands out the window and turn the vehicle off. Put your hands out the window. How many occupants are in the vehicle? How many occupants are in your vehicle? Open the door slowly and step out. Open the door. Get out the car. Open the door slowly and get out.
Get out of the car now.
Open the door and get out the car.
Keep your hands outside the window. Keep your hands outside the window. Get out of the car now.
Get out of the car.
Now.
Get out the car.
Now. Get out of the car now. Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I'm going to obey. Get out of the car. Get out of the car now. What's going on? You're fixing to ride the lightning, son. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Sir, just get out the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out.
Yeah, dude, you should be. Get out. Get out.
Get out the car.
Get out now.
I have not committed any crime.
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest for, you're being detained, okay? You're being detained for obstruction of justice.
Violation, I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told
Really?
me why I'm being stopped.
Really? Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me.
Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me. You know what? Get your hands off me.
Not a problem. Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything.
Sir.
Get out of the car now.
Sir, hey, sir.
Get out of the car now.
Sir, look.
I'm trying to talk
Get out.
to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to
I'm gonna talk to
Get
you.
out.
Just get out of my car.
Can you please
Get out.
relax? Can
Get
you
out.
please relax?
Get out of the car right now. Now.
This is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're gonna treat me.
Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything. Whoa, hold on.
Daniel.
What's going? Hold on.
AO4 OC just deployed. Get out of the car. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now.
Sir, just get out of the car.
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car and get on the ground now. You're gonna get it again.
I don't even want to reach my seatbelt. Can you?
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Get out of the car now. Listen, take off your seatbelt and get out of the car.
Look, I'm just gonna please.
You're gonna do what you're told. Get out of the car.
Look,
take your seatbelt off and get out of the. Take your seatbelt off.
Look, my hands are out.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
My hands are out.
Don't reach in there, Daniel. Don't reach in there.
My hands are out. Please. Please, look. This is really messed up. My dog is in the back. My dog is choking right now.
Get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off. What are you, a specialist, corporal? What are you?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. You made this way more difficult than it had to be. If you just comply. Get out of the car.
I'm reaching for my seatbelt.
Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Straight onto the ground. Straight onto the ground.
Ma'am, you leave, please.
Down. Let's go. Let's go.
Available.
Get on the ground. Get on the
Can
ground.
you please talk to
Get
me
on the
about
ground
what's
now.
going on?
Get on the ground or you're getting sprayed again. Get on the ground.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Get on
going
the ground.
on?
Get on the ground now.
Can you please talk to me
Get on
about
the
what's
ground.
going
Get on the ground.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Yes,
going
sir.
on?
You're not.
Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Why am I being treated like this? Why?
You're not cooperating. Get on the ground.
Why am I being treated like this? This is really messed up. This is really
Come on,
messed up.
sir. Sir, well, just work.
This is fucked up.
Sir,
This is fucked up.
Sir.
This is fucked
Sir.
up. You know this is fucked
lay down.
up.
Lay on the ground. Just
You
lay
know
flat.
this is fucked
Lay
up.
flat for me, sir.
You know this is fucked up.
Sir, lay flat. Lay flat.
This is fucked up. I can't fucking believe I'm being treated like this. And I'm fucking
Get on the ground.
wrong.
Get on the ground. Right there. Right there. What's that?
It's gum. What the fuck?
Get on the ground.
It's gum.
Hey, sir, can you just work with us?
Can I?
Just work with us. Lay down flat.
Hold on.
Lay down flat. Lay down flat.
Sir,
This
lay
is
down.
really
I'm going to
fucked
tase
up.
you. Lay down. You're going to
This
get
is
tased.
fucked up.
Lay down. You're going to get tased.
Fucked up. This
All
is
right, now
fucked up.
put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
This is fucked up. This is fucked up.
I agree.